Welcome to the Six Banner Podcast, episode 3. Here with my boy Neill. Man, I feel like I'm super pumped up. We've got a great show ready for you guys. We had to kind of, feel our way out. I feel like the first couple weeks. Also, last week we do apologize because our podcast got dated as soon as we recorded it, and so apologies for that. For anyone who tuned in and probably was like, "What the hell? These guys are really pot." AK's cooking, and obviously we traded Ayo Dosunmu, and we have feelings about that. But Neill, my friend, how are you doing today, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, considering it's been a bit of a whirlwind, a bit of a crazy week, and we're here to talk all about it.
That's a fact. I mean, I know, like, I feel like every day this week, if you would have filmed us, like, we would have maybe had a different reaction. Um, like the day after we recorded we would have probably been pretty pissed off. But I think we've, had some time to take in these new bulls, and I think the result is actually a lot better than we thought it would be initially. So, um, I mean, do you feel that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been surprisingly okay, considering at one stage it was not looking great. It looked like everything was just torn down, and where were we going to go from here? But yeah, no, it's there's been some stuff to take out of it for sure.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. And at the end of the day, we've got that guy right behind my head. It's Matas back
Yes,
there.
not that he's playing, but
Yeah, not Jordan either, but
no,
that'd be nice.
yeah, definitely not
Yeah,
Jordan.
I've got Matas hiding back there now. He's just right behind me, watching over me at all times. Thank you, Matas.
Yes.
I was thinking when I met him, like, why didn't I bring up Tim Sinclair? I could have quickly, like, kind of built a quick rapport with him and, like, dude, I know Tim. He signed the stuff for you. Sorry, I guess I'm throwing a left curve here on our. That's a deep cut into Bullshit Out Borders lore for anyone who's truly a big fan of you and I.
Well, this is very true. Yeah, I mean, you can catch us on more than one format or more than one podcast these days. So check us out on Balls Without Borders as well. We've got a new episode coming this Friday.
That we do, Neill. Yeah, and for anyone who doesn't know, we had Tim Sinclair on the podcast, the voice of the Chicago Bulls, Bears fighting Illini, and so that was awesome. And I guess that's a little tease because I think we'll have Tim on this show one day. So
Yeah, we can line that up. I'm sure in the near future.
hopefully,
I
I know
do
we're
I do have a bit of conversation back and forth with Tim on the occasion. So we'll see what we can do. But before we get too bogged down, we're talking about Bulls Without Borders. This is the Six Banner Podcast. So let's have a little bit of this.
The Six Banner Podcast with your hosts, PCV the Fourth and Neill Dunne.
and for anyone who didn't realize, it's an updated intro video,
Yeah.
which exclusively done by my friend Neill here. He's the man, super talented. Very lucky to have him on this podcast because I couldn't have done that. So awesome intro, bro.
Well, thank you.
Of course, and that music slaps.
I had I love the tune. Obviously, it's a play on Sirius. Little take on a little bit of a dance version of it, really. But it was eating away at me that we'd played the last episode with an intro that was as dated as the episode itself. As half the players that were in the intro were no longer Chicago Bulls. So I've fixed that now, and now we can just move forward with this group until it changes again.
Yes, which unfortunately probably will be this summer. Probably a pretty quick experiment with these guys. Before we launch into our first segment, I know like that is something I've like a lot of people on other videos I've done for the Breeze and everything are like, when I make comments about this team, they're like, well, they're not even going to be here. Why do you care? I'm like, well, we got 30 games. It's a significant amount of games, and we still have to have fun during this time, right? Like we gotta enjoy these Bulls, and who knows, some of them, definitely more likely to be back than others, but we're still scouting. We're scouting them, and that's the exciting part,
Yeah, it's almost like a trial run for them, and for the Bulls themselves, I guess, to see if the fit is there, and for anyone that they feel like it fits, if it's a mutual fit, that we could very well see them coming back next season. And for anyone that isn't quite right, I'd say it will be a short-lived experiment. So yeah, out that door.
Yeah, depending on their play, it's like don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Or if
right,
or depending if they play well, it's like, I'm sorry, I hope you liked it here.
please stay, because if you leave, we don't really have another team.
I know there's one guy in particular that you and I, and actually this is a good segue. There's a guy in particular that I know we both, I think, want to see come back already, and so let's launch into our first segment of the evening. Or day, whatever.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Feeling horny.
So which player has got you feeling horny?
I think we should go with you first if we're gonna segue correctly there for the first guy that the guy that we don't want to leave after the summer.
That's fair, and unfortunately, I think he's also probably got the highest chance of leaving in the summer. But look, we'll see how it pans out. He's got 29 remaining games to fall in love with Chicago and the city and the team. And that's if at the end of the 29 games that we still feel the same way as I do right now, which is Anthony Simons. He's really impressed me. He's not been perfect by any stretch of the imagination. He has had one slightly less good game compared to the other two, but the thing that I really like about Anthony Simons is, apart from the fact that you're kind of getting another Kobe White in him shooting wise, is the actual mechanics of his shot. His shot is smooth as silk. It really, really is. And the best thing about it, and the thing that impresses me more than anything else, is it's rapid. It is a really quick release. And even though it's a quick release, it still just looks such perfectly timed and engineered shot every time he lets it fly. He's hit logo shots, he's hit shots on the curl, and it's just been really impressive. I've really, really enjoyed watching him and the way he releases the ball.
Absolutely, man. Speaking about his shot in particular, I pulled up his stats here. So against the Raptors, he was 6 of 13 from downtown. Definitely not shy to let it fly. And 3 of 10 in his second game from downtown, and 2 of 9 in his last game. So to be honest with you, but he's dropped. Overall, he was 8 of 15 in the first, 5 of 15 in the second, and 10 of 17 in the third. So overall, he's dropped 22 points, then 15 points, then 23 points. And all of those coming with, I started with the 3-point shooting. He really hasn't shot well yet, even though it's looked good. He has made his form is incredible, and he has gone in spurts. He had that incredible shot yesterday, that impossible shot in the fourth quarter, falling out of bounds. Like that's
I don't even think he could see the rim, because when he released that shot, he had 2 defenders standing tall in front of him. How he got that shot off, let alone into the air and into the bucket, is beyond me.
Yes, and I'm actually a little sad. I should have thought about this in advance, and we should have had that up. But we'll think about that in the future when something crazy like that. We should have brought that up for the people. But I promise you, if you go and just Google or type in Anthony Simons crazy 3 or something, I wouldn't be surprised if it pops up.
Was that the shot that took off him though as a 3? And it got reduced to a 2. I think it was.
Did it? That's unfortunate.
I think so. I know one of his shots did anyway, but I think it was that one.
That's unfortunate, but as far as feeling horny is concerned, I'm feeling horny for
the horns or rabbit ears. What are they doing back there? Yeah. The horns a bit at the front though.
Oh shit, I don't know, man.
There you
Whatever.
go.
I'm not.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not a vet, so it's okay. But um, man, Nicholas Richards. Actually, I don't know if it's actually Nicholas, but Nick Richards is awesome,
Sure
man.
is.
He's and particularly I'm feeling horny about his defensive motor. Like it has been so long that since we've had a guy at center who is truly protecting the paint. And if you watched the game yesterday, he had a rejection on an attempted. It looked like the guy was trying to poster him, right? Um,
Right.
Patrick Williams had just gotten postered like one or two plays before
Yes.
that, and this guy thought he was going to continue the poster party. Nick Richards said, "Hell no!" And it was a beautiful rejection. I mean, right at the height of his. I mean, to the point where when Nick blocked it, he fell on his ass coming down because he had jumped so high to block the shot that he lost balance and yeah, it fell. I'm glad he's okay. But it was an incredible block. We haven't seen a block like that in Bulls Nation since Joakim Noah, I'd hazard to guess. And we really haven't seen a center play like this and do what Nick is doing defensively since Noah. I honestly, I've been trying to think of it, and I think it's since Noah. I know that was a long time ago, but we haven't. We've had just offensive guys, Pau Gasol, Bobby Portis, you know, obviously Vucevic. I don't think Wendell ever really did that. He was supposed to, but he never really did
Wendell,
that.
Wendell
No.
just wasn't a good fit in Chicago at all.
He was a meh, some meh. So yeah, we haven't had it. So just watching him play defense is a joy, and his defensive motor and then his rebounding motor too. He's got some attitude on him. I just think Nick Richards is brings a different vibe to the team. That I also like what he does defensively, and just the fact that he might dissuade people from coming into the paint a little bit. Changes the dynamic to the point where I think that's a huge reason why I think we're sneakily, when we're healthy, might be better right now than we were before the trade. And I know that pisses some people off to even suggest it like this close after the trade deadline because they're still hurting. But I think it's true. I mean, with all the production you get from the guards, I think it does kind of match the production we were getting from Kobe, Ayo, and Herter. So we'll see. I think what Yabubu and Richards can bring together will make up for what Vooch brought us offensively. And but then so when you add all of that up and then add in the extra defense on behalf of Richards, I think it's a simple math. You kind of think, even if the guards match the production that they were doing from the former guards, like I said, Yabubu and Richards, they match the offensive output of Vooch. Then you got the defensive aspect. Then that's the addition, right, out of all of that. And so that's why I think that we might be a little bit better. And so, Nick Richards, I'm feeling horny about your defensive capabilities, my friend.
Absolutely. And the thing I need to ask you about Vooch is, when was the last time you remember seeing Nikola Vucevic diving on the floor to stop a ball from going out of bounds?
Never.
Exactly. And we saw that from Richards the other night. And that in itself, that tenacity, that passion to win the ball and keep the ball in play, and we haven't had that. We haven't had that at the center position for a very long time. And that's really exciting.
Yeah, I feel like Vooch a lot of times, like, just he knew his own. He was too self-aware of what he couldn't do. So it was almost to the point where, like, yeah, okay, that was gonna happen. That's gonna happen. So it just happened, and he'd like let it happen. And that was, I think, what drove Bulls fans crazy is they'd see that and like, well, this guy he doesn't give a shit. And I think it just came across because he was too self-aware. He's like, well, I'm not good at that. So it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. I want somebody that doesn't know that. I want somebody that just is going to leave his all on the floor. and that's what Richards brings.
Agreed. Okay, so
that
for every
actually,
yin, go on.
I'm sorry, I was going to say that, and that actually kind of, saying that we're going to maybe be a little bit better, that kind of makes what we're going to talk about next maybe a little bit interesting. So without further ado.
Yeah, for every yin, there has to be a yang, right? So that's the stuff that's making us happy. So what about the stuff that's making us a little less happy?
Raging Bulls.
So, for our Raging Bulls segment this week, I think we're kind of in agreement as to what it is that's pissing us off this week. And that is the fact that, as it says down there for me, it looks like there's a soft tank in play here. And I'm not pro tanking. I've never been pro tanking. I can see the logic behind it, but I like to try and win, at least, because I think we talked about this before. Yeah, your angry face is awesome, Phil. You're going to pop vein in a minute.
I was trying to shake.
Do the head shake thing.
God, I was going to pop. Yeah, that was going to hurt. Okay, go for it.
So the thing with that is you're setting a culture for losing. And you're teaching, especially young, impressionable players, and you're teaching them that losing is okay. And I'm not good with that at all. It doesn't sit well with me at all. So that's what's kind of upsetting me is it does look like we're going down a tanking route. It also feels like, if you're going to commit to that, right, you've kind of committed to it too late. Now, that doesn't mean to say that it won't be successful, and that's why I'm calling it a soft tank. It doesn't mean that it won't be a successful tank of sorts. If they were to go out there and lose 26, 25 of the games or more that's left in the season, then obviously they're going to slide into more lottery balls, right? They're going to get more of a chance of getting a higher pick in the draft. But, like I say, I don't like that culture that sets. I don't like the precedent that sets. But at the same time, it just feels like it's committed to that too late. And that's just bringing us back to what AK tends to do, which is kind of not choose enough of a lane at the right time. And therefore, it ends up being a midsection version of what you're going to get,
Yeah, man. Totally understand that. And and it's funny because, like, if this is, I think that the intent was a soft tank, but then I don't think that that's even really. I don't like the way that with which they approached it. And to be honest, Joe Colley said that Josh Giddey is healthy. Whether or not you believe him.
I've heard that too. It's cowardly.
I'm inclined not to believe that. I also don't think Giddey would be particularly happy with that. Like, he's a competitor.
Agreed.
So I if this is an attempt at a soft tank, it might have also just been bad. It might have been a bad tanking attempt because I think that Loki might not be bad enough to tank because I feel like I said, I can make the argument that we might end up being a little bit better here. So, I just, if I'm raging against anything, it's just the fact that one, if they tried the soft tank, then that sucks because I don't believe in tanking either. I think tanking is for losers. I think tanking goes against competition, and like you said, you're trying to build a winning culture here. You don't want to teach young players that it's okay to lose, or they end up like Zach LaVine.
Right.
And two, I'm raging because AK's press conference was like generationally bad. Like he's might be the worst public speaker in Chicago sports history. I'm not kidding. And I've seen some bad ones. in the other sports. I know the Bulls are really your only Chicago team. I'm telling you, man, I've seen some bad public speakers for the Bears, for other teams. But this guy is fucking the shit. I like to say that he's not the drizzling shits as a GM because I think that he does good things in transactions that people don't give him credit for. with that being said, he's the drizzling shits when it comes to speaking. And
he shouldn't be allowed to speak. He should have somebody else do it.
where's Mark Eversley? I mean, geez,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that later. But like, I don't. The reason I feel like that we're launching into a soft tank, I think, is because of what he said in that press conference, where like he talked about, well, we're not okay with being in the middle anymore, and then they asked him if it was a rebuild, and he's like, well, I don't like using that term. This is a stage we're in, so it's almost
Yeah.
like he tried to say that we were tanking without saying it. But it sucked. It was bad, really
It was.
bad. So overall, that's kind of how I feel. And tanking goes right. Like you're playing right hand in hand with some of the overwhelmingly negative people out there in Bulls Nation, which I have also some raging feelings about. But we will talk about that Friday on Bulls Without Borders. Definitely tune in for that. But yeah, that's all I got for Raging Bulls. Now let's get off this negativity bandwagon because I hate it.
Yeah, well, in which case, let's pick it up and let's talk about who has impressed us the most. Let's look for our
Bull of the week.
Young Kings.
So, Young Kings. Who is your bull of the week?
Do you like? I tried.
You should have done that for your Raging Bull.
Dang, you're right. My bull of the week is your favorite Chicago Bull, Colin Sexton. It's I think that Colin Sexton has played pretty phenomenal basketball, and not only that, he's really endearing himself to this to the Chicago faithful. It's funny because coming into all this, coming after the trade deadline, if you would have asked people like out of all the guards, like who's your guy, like who are you riding with, who are you most excited for, people would have been like, oh, Anthony Simons, oh, Jaden Ivey. You might have even got, oh, Rob Dillingham. I've seen some people that say he was the best player that we got back. I was like, really? But I mean, he did kind of show some of that. I think they meant potentially, but like I see it. I see what they meant, even though I'm not sure. I don't think I agree with that. But what Colin Sexton has done in his 2 games is impressive, man. He's 6 of 14 from the field in his first game, only 1 of 5 from 3. But off the bat, endeared himself to the Chicago faithful, doing some stuff like, come on, let's go. He's just really animated and almost Joakim Noah level of visual animation. And I love it. And not only that, the production matches because he 17 points in his first game with 4 assists and 3 rebounds. And then in the next game, 21 points, 7 of 18 from the field, 104 from 3. So not a great shooting performance, but got to the line 8 times, made 6 of them, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. I mean, you could live with that. He's coming off the bench, but he's still getting minutes, 29 minutes in his first game, 32 in his second. So, yeah, he's coming off the bench, but he's playing enough just like a starter. I think that this dude can be much better than people thought. He's averaging 19 points a game on the season, but I mean, I see no reason why that can't keep up. I think that he's been phenomenal, but he's not the only guard that's been playing well. And so, like I'm Josh Giddey, I'm going to throw the ball to you, my friend. Who's your bull of the week?
Yeah, I've been very impressed, with Anthony Simons. He played really, really well in his first outing for the Bulls. Slid back a little bit then against the Nuggets, but then he was very strong against the Nets again. He's just not afraid to shoot it. And like I said already, I really like his shot. So he's been hitting shots from all over the floor. And I've thoroughly enjoyed watching that so far. And I hope to see more of it going forward. But for me, he gets that little accolade of Bull of the Week for me this week. So it's nice to split it.
Hell yeah. I love it. I think we've had a new bull of the week every week, other than I think our first week we both went with Jalen Smith.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep a track of all of this moving forward. So, but I'll go back through, and at some point, I'll make some a little bit of a visual graphic for the people so that they could see who's been winning our bull of the week, and at the end we'll objectively give out a bull of the month to maybe the guy that's gotten the most bull of the weeks. And we can also do that at the end of the year, objectively give out a bull of the year based on our subjective judgments week to week. So
Sounds good.
Hell yeah. I didn't even clear that with you. I just said that on the show for the people, but
no, the thing I liked about all that though, Phil, was you said you're going to do it. So, I don't care what you do once you're going to do it.
I love it. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So yeah, man, I think that will wrap us up for Bowl of the Week, but that will lead us into a very fun segment that we got. One and done.
One and done.
Oops.
Where'd you go?
Well, I thought that meant we were done.
Very good. So, Phil's got jokes, everyone.
Phil just needed another Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. Right. Okay. So we're going to go for one and done. We got a little bit cut short on this last week because I had to go and pick up my kids. So we had to start wrapping things up. But this week we're going to go through. I know. Yeah. Fuck them kids. But we've got 3 different things we're going to go over this week. And we're actually going to do all 3 of them this week. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 4 different moments from the course of this week, and I want you to pick which one is your one and done out of those 4. So the first one was Sexton flipping the bird at the basketball hoop after he hit a free throw. The second one was Anthony Simon's logo shot. The third one was Madison's high-flying dunk to start the game. The very first play of the game, I believe it was against the Nuggets. He split the defense, 2-handed slam. And the last one is Richards' lob threat. So Nick Richards as a lob threat. So I believe we got 3 lobs in the game the other night, which is probably more than we got all season prior to that.
Yeah. No, yeah. The lob game has been cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Colin Sexton flipping the bird.
I thought you might.
Yeah. I love it. The dude's got some Chicago in him. Also, it cost him $35,000. So if it's going to cost my man $35,000, literally what my salary was like in 2024 for the Army, literally cost me a year of work. If it's going to cost that man $35,000, I'm going to make it a little bit more worth his money. So yeah, he wins by one and done for that.
Yeah, no, that's good. I appreciate that.
Of course. And so it's funny. I got 4 for you. And dude, it's funny because we didn't talk about which ones we were writing down, guys. Like this is completely we did not share with each other. We didn't prep this. And like we prepped the segment, but we didn't tell each other what we were writing. And so I literally got the same 4 guys. And it's slightly different. Yes. All slightly different. Simon's the ridiculous 3, where he couldn't barely see the rim, right?
Yeah.
Madhouse Skywalker slam against the Nets. That is just to be honest with you, it's like third quarter. He just came in, just high rising and just threw it down over somebody. If you can remember that one.
Yep.
Sexton's emotion has been and that's pretty general, just his overall attitude, and Nick Richards rejecting the ball at the rim. The Dikembe Mutombo Nick Richards moment.
Right. They are all really impressive, especially Colin Sexton's attitude. But I am going to give it to that Simon's fadeaway falling shot because it was just crazy. It was crazy that, he couldn't see. as
No.
we've discussed already. He could not see the rim, and yet he still made that shot. So for me, that's my one and done for that one.
Awesome. I love it. What I have written down is Sexton flipping bird / emotion. So
There you go.
I love that we picked basically the same 3 or 4 things in a way, but just slightly different. Richards,
Yeah.
I guess, the only one that was actually like that was a defensive play rather than his lob threat, but the other 3 are pretty much exactly like just a different slight variation from what we said. I love it. Great
Exactly.
minds think
See?
alike there. That's why we're partnering.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
There we go.
So the next
Separated at birth, I
one we're
swear.
going to go with.
Just 20 years apart.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And there was a long labor.
God damn,
Right.
Ma.
Close your legs. Right. We got the next subject is I'm going to give you 4 teams from around the NBA. Obviously, Chicago Bulls are excluded from this, and you have to pick your one and done. If you had to pick another team, which team would you pick? Right?
Let's see if you picked a real. We'll see if you picked a real second team that I have.
I'd be interested because I know you said this to me before that you have a second team, but I can't remember who that second team is. So we'll see. But anyway, I have gone with the Charlotte Hornets, Minnesota Timberwolves, Los Angeles Lakers, and Milwaukee Bucks. If you had to pick another team.
Neil. The Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah.
Except
Right. I thought I remember you saying that you like the Lakers, but I can't do that. I cannot get on board with that at all.
Come on. It's the
No.
classic. Oh, don't be a hoe.
No,
All right.
can't do it. If you actually ask me to name all 30 teams in the NBA in order, from favorite to least favorite, number 30 for me would be the LA Lakers.
Wow.
Yeah.
The fucking Pistons exist.
I know. They'd be 29.
Oh my God. That's some blasphemy a little bit.
No, it's not. Look, hey, there are some Lakers players and some iterations of the Lakers over the years that I have fully appreciated. Magic, Kobe, Kareem.
Look, if you're asking me right now, I'd have the Lakers there too. Because LeBron James
exactly. I just hate the fact that the Lakers always seem to get whoever they want.
That's fair. It's not fair.
I hate the fact that the Lakers are never down for long. If they're ever tanking or if they're ever at the bottom of the barrel, it never lasts. It's always a season or two, and then all of a sudden they're back up in contention again. And it's because everybody wants to go and play for the Lakers, and I fucking hate that. Why don't you want to come and play in Chicago?
Yeah.
Look at the history we have in Chicago. And I just hate that. And also because this is a gross generalization I'm about to make, by the way, but a lot of Lakers fans that I've met over the years have not been my people.
Okay. They've been assholes. Okay. That's fair.
I've toned that down as best I possibly can.
I've got, Oh, you don't have to tone anything down. This is our podcast.
I know that. I don't like to ruffle feathers too much unless I'm back against the wall and then get the fuck out of the way.
Then we're slitting throats. Okay.
Yeah, as my kids would tell you, I've got a long fuse, but a big bang.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what your wife would say too. Yeah.
No, my wife would say I've got a short fuse and a very quick bang.
Oh man, I'm trying to give you credit here, dude. Just take the layup. I threw the alley oop to you. You didn't have to rattle it off the rim like Patrick Williams.
You're forgetting I'm Irish, right? We don't do compliments. We can't take compliments.
Okay.
It's one thing that's part of the Irish culture. You try and compliment an Irishman or an Irish woman, and they're not comfortable with it at all. They don't do compliments.
Yeah, fucking hate me. I'm gonna make you really uncomfortable. That's fair. So I real quick, because I know we kind of took a left turn there, but I will tell you why it's the Lakers, and it's because of Shaq and Kobe. So when I was 8 years old when the Bulls won their last championship, and I didn't understand that, like, everyone left, right? And as a 9-year-old, I'm looking around like, what the fuck happened, right? I went from because I just started watching basketball when I was 8. Like and I actually kind of liked Shaq because I was scared of him as an 8-year-old. Like, I remember watching him on the Magic and thinking, like, that's the one guy I'm scared of. Like, he's gonna be able to beat the Bulls. Like, how can Michael stop him? As my 8-year-old brain couldn't. I'm like, how's Michael gonna handle that guy? And obviously we ended up winning the championship. All this was good, but then everyone left. My dad was bummed out not watching the Bulls anymore, and I still wanted to watch, but like, I watched and it was awful. It was, in my 8-year-old brain, 9-year-old at the time, wasn't okay with being patient. I wasn't okay with the rebuild because I was 9. So I started looking for another team to watch. And then I got to turn. So, like, my 9-year-old season, that was a wash. And so I was 10, and that was the season that Kobe got drafted and they signed Shaquille O'Neal. And I couldn't help myself, man. They threw that down to the big man. Shaq was unbelievable. And I fell in love. I fell in love with that duo. My Uncle Kevin, I hope you watch this. He's basketball coach, great player. Like, my Uncle Kevin could like hit 90 out of 100 free throws, like, legit. And he hated the fact that I was a Lakers fan. He fucking hated it. He
I like your uncle.
Drove him absolutely crazy. I'll actually never forget. Right when pretty quickly, I can't remember exactly the situation, but cell phones were so really new or whatever. Is when the Spurs were up by 2, and Derek Fisher hit that fadeaway shot with 0.4 left to beat the Spurs. I guess they were only down by 1 or whatever. But it looked like the Lakers were going to lose, and Fisher hit a shot with 0.4 because my uncle would call me. He was talking shit. He's like, the fucking Spurs are going to eliminate them. They're going to beat them. It's over. And then he called me back, and he was like, Derek Fisher hit a game-winning shot. I'm like, damn. And so I'll never forget it. But that's my backstory. So
there you go.
I have the 4 teams for you, Neil. And I started with the Los Angeles Lakers. So I know that's not going to be the one and done.
Not an option. Not an option.
Sorry, but that's what I wrote. I could have changed it, I guess, but Los Angeles Clippers, if you will. New York Knicks, the Boston Celtics, or the Philadelphia 76ers.
Man, that is a rough selection to choose from.
I tried to
that really is.
So I was thinking
You knew full well they're all teams I'd hate.
I didn't know that. I just picked major cities.
No, I'm joking.
I picked
fair
major
enough.
cities.
That's fair.
Because I didn't, as a foreign fan, I was like, maybe it's another big legendary franchise. And so I was trying to pick from that. So now I'm curious. So pick one out of those 4, but I want to know who would be your second team after that.
If I had to, after the ones that you've given me.
Yeah, give me. You have to pick between one of these shitty teams. I will. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I would say then that out of those choices, I would go LA Clippers. Because I can't stand the rest of the teams that you've given me as choices. And the Clippers have got a really nice new stadium, and you get to be in LA without being a Lakers fan. So that all works for me too. I think I'd root for the Clippers. The owner also pay you out of his pocket to do whatever. So, like
there you go.
Kawhi.
Yeah, there you go. I could go planting trees and get paid for it,
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so who would be your second team, though? I'm curious, very curious.
Yeah, if I was to pick a second team, if I had to to pick a second team around the league, I think it would actually be the Charlotte Hornets.
That's why they were first on your list when you named for me.
Probably subconsciously. Yeah.
That's why I actually also the Lakers. Like
there you go. Yeah. But I also picked the Hornets because I was thinking of Kobe going there. And I wondered if that would be any kind of a draw. Anyway, but yeah, no. So the Charlotte Hornets, I was always kind of it's a bit of a soft spot for them. They were kind of a new team in the league when I first started getting interested in basketball. I loved LJ when I was younger. Really enjoyed Larry Johnson's game, and also I thought the kits were dope and the logo was dope. I really enjoyed it. I thought if I was ever going to wear, go on.
You were also like, oh, you were about to say it, like when in the 90s, like the Charlotte Hornets, like starter jackets and shit were so cool.
So cool. The colors and they were just really class. And if you had told me that I had to go out and pick NBA clothing and it couldn't be the Chicago Bulls, that would have been what I would have liked to rep because I liked how it looked.
You know who would be mine? And it was based on their old jerseys too, their 90s jerseys. The Orlando Magic.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. That would, the Magic were huge then as well, and they were another one of the new teams.
Yes, and with Penny and Shaq. And
I loved Penny Hardaway.
They should have been that's the. I just watched that 30 for 30 over again. Like that's a the fact that Penny Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal were on that team in their prime and they didn't end up winning a championship. It's such a shame. Like,
I got to see them play in London. They did the NBA London games. It was Orlando Magic against the Atlanta Hawks, playing in London in the Wembley Arena, and I actually got this. My seat was right by the tunnel entrance, so I actually got a high five from Shaquille O'Neal as he came out.
No way.
That dude's hand is massive. Oh, like he gave me five, and I felt like a child.
Yeah,
he is one big dude.
That's how I felt with Madhouse. So I can only imagine, like, Shaquille O'Neal. Like that's insane. Unbelievable. Yeah, I always loved the black, the alternate jerseys, like the fucking the pinstripes with the black.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so awesome. Like when I play NBA My 2K, I still, if I'm not picking the Bulls, I usually pick the Magic because I love their jerseys and I just pick the alternates the whole time when I'm playing. But all right, that's dope. So next question. Go ahead and lead us in, Neil. Last question.
Okay, so the last subject for one and done then, and it's a departure away from basketball because, you know, we are interested in letting people get to know us a little bit and getting to know each other a little bit. So this one's a little bit of a slide away from basketball for a second. I've picked 4 TV shows that have been out over the last number of decades, and I want you to pick which would be your one and done if you had to select one as your best TV show. So the first one is Stranger Things. The second one is Game of Thrones. Okay. The next one's Breaking Bad. And the last one is Friends.
You gave me a good list. I would say Friends is definitely that's first off the board for me. Okay. I'll eliminate one by one. So first off the board is Friends. Second off the board is going to be Stranger Things. Third off the board is going to be Game of Thrones. And my one and done winner is Breaking Bad.
Good choice.
For my money, it's probably the greatest show of all time. Close. There's definitely some other... It's debatable. But Breaking Bad is awesome. You can even... And Better Call Saul for anybody. If you're a better Breaking Bad fan, like Better Call Saul is amazing. Unbelievable show as well. The quality across the board, and it's really because they stuck the ending. I might have picked Game of Thrones until they did the ending. And I tried to like it. You know me, I like to try and like everything. But like...
No, they forced the ending, unfortunately. It wasn't good.
No, they rushed it. They rushed it big time.
I actually thought you'd go Stranger Things ahead of Game of Thrones, but there you go.
I thought that, so Stranger Things maybe had a better ending, but I thought the journey, I think Stranger Things, my problem is that they played it very, very, very safe.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't they needed to kill someone, a couple more people, in my opinion. It needed to be. I don't count 11. Like sacrificing yourself at the very end to like that's such a heroic death. You got to have a death that pulls your heart out, and it's not. There's nothing redeeming about it. Like the villain killed someone. If you really think about it, with Stranger Things, Vecna is a huge pussy. He's kind of a bitch. What did you really do? You killed 4 random guys in the 3rd season, and that's it. Like you killed a few people along the way. Like the worst death was friggin' Sam from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah,
Gamgee.
or no, I guess like Eddie as well. But like they killed minor characters. Like those kids fought a giant friggin', Godzilla monster and no one died.
Well, like you say, Eddie was the big sacrifice, really, wasn't he? But he was only a 1 season character, so it's not the same.
In the 3rd season too, though, in the 4th season, you end up fighting. Spoiler alert. They fight.
yeah. For anyone who hasn't seen it,
giant fucking monster. No one dies. Not one. Fucking what's her name? Winona Ryder's fucking standing there not doing shit. She doesn't get got. Like, come on. They enter a whole nother world in a different reality or whatever. They just all safely return home. Like, it's cool, guys. Like, fuck yeah, pound it. I don't know. That's what stopped the show to me from being good and not being great. Is that they didn't take enough risks in
not enough bloodlust.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't maybe have to be deaths, but like just considering the situation of it all, like I just feel like I don't know why. I feel like they didn't have balls a little bit. It felt too like they had plot armor like crazy. It pulled me out a little bit. It pulled me out of the, story. I'm thinking like, come on, guys, pull my heart out. It's okay to do it. That's what made Game of Thrones great, and that's why it's above that. Like some of the deaths in that show. Oh my god.
Yeah, for sure.
Tragic, but that's the best part. So sorry, I'm rambling.
Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe.
Yes, I love it. It's real. Nobody's safe in real life. We don't get plot armor. If I walk in the middle of the road, my ass is grass. So, anyways, my 4 shows for you, my friend. And also, by the way, like I just wanted to quickly note too, like you said, like you want the people to get to know each other, like us as well. Like this is definitely a big part of what we want to do. I just wanted to note, like that I love that we're gonna do that as well. Like let the people get to know us. And yeah, you and me, get to talk as friends as well. I think that's awesome because even though we love the Bulls, we also, love each other. Oh. Anyways, so my 4 shows for you are Breaking Bad,
right?
Subconsciously, put that there first, right? The Sopranos, Game of Thrones. Funny that we both had those. It's probably not that uncommon though. And It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Fucking weird that we both had to felt like we needed to pick a sitcom, and so you picked Friends.
Yeah.
I went with the anti-sitcom in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't know if you've watched it, but
I've watched bits and pieces of it. I haven't watched it all the way through, so I'm a bit of a kind of not in the right position to put that too high on my list for that reason.
I'm gonna send you episodes. It's so good. I feel like you'd love it. But okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, I've enjoyed what I've seen of it, but I need to actually sit down and go through it. But I love a massive Game of Thrones fan. Absolutely loved it. Like yourself, felt like it let itself down really at the end. But I felt a lot of that was because they rushed ahead, and because the book or the script was being written too slowly. So they had to kind of go off script and write their own stuff, and it never worked. It just didn't merge and come together as well as they would have liked it to. What was the third thing you said? I know you said Breaking Bad as well. What was the other one?
Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, and The Sopranos.
Oh, The Sopranos. Yeah, The Sopranos is excellent. Fade to Black.
So you've seen
fantastic
it. Okay.
show. Oh,
Good.
yeah. No, The Sopranos is fantastic.
That one.
Oh, have you not? Okay, yeah. No, The Sopranos is excellent. If you like kind of mafia type stuff, you have to watch it. It's great.
Goodfellas is one of the best things ever. I mean,
Absolutely.
Departed is spoiler alert, my favorite movie of all time.
Departed is excellent. Casino is excellent. Godfather excellent. Godfather Part 2 even better. We won't talk about Part 3.
Never seen any of them.
Have you? You've never? Oh my god! Yeah.
No.
Okay, this is the point at which we stop being friends. No, seriously, you have to go and watch The Godfather Part 1 and Part 2.
Okay.
You have to. Sensational, life-changing movies.
Wow.
But the absolute best of that bunch for me is Breaking Bad. It is hands down from episode 1 to the final episode. It is gripping. It is absolutely enduring all the way through. You go through that whole arc with Walter White. It's incredible. Yeah.
The protagonist becoming the main antagonist in a way that it did. You can't write better than they wrote that. That is
it's fantastic.
Literal cinema, like in every sense of the word. I probably knew, like, if anyone who's watched that show, like, it's probably cheating to put it on a list of which one's best. Only because
be number one.
Yes, I will say that depending on your tastes, you could say Better Call Saul is right there. It might be better for some people. I felt like it was really just as good. I think I still had Breaking Bad a little ahead of it because I'm not as much of like if you're like a Law and Order guy, you might be way more into that Better Call Saul than but I like, the drug part of like the fucking crazy drug operation. That's more of my lane. So I've never done drugs. Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, kids. But kids, turn it off. Turn off your thing. Weed is tight, man. Weed is tight.
Well, at least it's legal in Chicago now.
Smoke weed every day.
See, I still have to go down dark alleys here in Ireland.
Not
that I do.
Of course you don't. You're an angel.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Can you see my halo? Look at that glow behind me.
That's amazing.
That's not a window. That's coming straight from heaven.
Yeah, it's always funny to me, like people that haven't indulged in God's green gift. That's what I call it.
Right.
Because they think it's like crazy. They think it's just like wild. Like if you say you'd smoke, you're like, oh, he's a burnout. He's a loser. Like, oh. Like shout out to my man Troy. Shout out to my man Troy. Because I've heard him say stuff like, "Get off the weed," and I'm just like, I mean, that's not the problem, but I promise. But whatever.
Right. So
Stephen A. Smith. Sorry, go ahead.
Stephen A. Smith. Oh man, that dude. Right. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Right. So the next segment then is this one is over to you, dude.
Fill in the blanks.
Oh man, my hair looks really good in that. Can we go back?
Fill in the blanks.
Good hair day. All right. Anyway, shout out to Zach Collins. But I also had to shave my beard after this show, which is sad. It'll come back, guys, but it looks so good right now. Anyways, fill in the blanks. So we're gonna do one fill in. What this segment is I just basically give just talked about Troy. Give Neill a sentence, and he'll fill in the blank. It is very simple. We're going to do one Bulls related thing today and one non-Bulls related thing. So,
okay.
The Bulls related thing I got for you is the Bulls will win blank amount of games the rest of the way.
Okay. We've got 29 games remaining. I'm going to say 5.
Wolf. Really?
Yeah, I'm going to say 5. But I think we're going to be in a lot more of the games that we have left than people expect us to be. but I just don't think that this iteration of what we have right now has that cardiac Bulls edge that we had for the first front half of the season.
I think you and I are actually a bit far apart on how we feel about this team, which is a good thing. I think they'll be fun to see play out. Because I think I'm more along the lines of 12.
12
13,
games out of
29.
Okay.
I don't think we have a winning record, but I think we're closer to 500.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that. That'll be fun. So I will say your scenario is better for the lottery. Mine isn't. We'll see. My other fill in the blank for you is, and you know what? I want to ask kind of like a two-parter here. The first one is, the best form of fiction, the best form of fiction is blank.
The best form of fiction.
Right. Movies, TV shows, books.
Yeah. I am a huge horror fan. I absolutely adore horror. I have a huge tattoo of my favorite iconic people, victims, and not victims, villains, horror villains, and weaponry and everything on my leg.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Big Jamie Lee Curtis.
It wouldn't be too bad if I had a Jamie Lee Curtis tattoo, would it? Yes. Cool. So I'm a huge horror fan. So I would say, if you were to make me pick what kind,
that's what I was going to say. Is well, okay. Wait, go ahead. Keep going.
I would lean towards movies as my favorite thing to sit down and do, because I don't have as much time to read books. But if you were to actually make me say what's my favorite thing to do, it is to read horror novels. My favorite type of horror novels are definitely vampiric. And then after that would be like kind of thriller, chiller type horrors, like the likes of Misery, that kind of thing.
Confirmed on the Six Banner podcast, Neil is a big fan of Twilight, everybody.
You can take Twilight and you can shove that up your ass. That's not horror.
I have read Twilight. I actually have read that.
I read the first one and decided that was it for me. Wouldn't be reading anymore.
What, man? Like, dude, her lust for him, man. She just wanted to fuck, and he was like, "No, but I can't do it, man. I can't."
Hey, I love Interview with a Vampire. I've got no problem with that, like lusting and that heartache and that romanticizing and all that. I've got no problem with that side of it. It's the fact that these vampires fucking sparkle. That's my problem.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah. That ain't horror. That's fucking fairies. That is.
No, it wasn't meant to be horror. So my question off the back of that was going to be what? So then we'll go with movies.
Okay.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Halloween.
Love it.
Horror movie. Halloween.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
No, it's good. That'll leave some. It still leaves some. Just plenty of meat on the bone for future fill in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome. I love that. I think that's a great choice. By the way, that'd be my choice for the best horror of all time. Halloween is the best. I actually even like the Rob Zombie remake. I know that's a crazy.
It's okay.
It's very. That's usually a controversial opinion.
Okay.
I love the Mike Myers backstory. Everything after that is kind of like. I loved everything they did with him as a kid.
But see, that's what people didn't like about it.
I know.
More so than anything else.
I loved it, though. I did. I thought the kid was great.
Yeah, he did the whole like stone face thing really well, and I don't hate that movie. I know a lot of people do. I don't hate it.
Fair enough. Yeah, the second one is a abominable piece of shit, but the first one was good, in my opinion. All right. Love it, man. So that'll take us right into our next segment, Sliders and Gliders.
Sliders and gliders.
So that's you.
That's me.
Jesus, you sound like a nerd.
I know, that's what I was going for.
I'm just kidding, I know. But
It's
all
been
right.
doctored. Like, I didn't just put on the voice. I put on a
I
voice
know,
and
I
then
know,
I doctored it. Yeah.
I know. I'm just fucking with you. So I'll give you mine starting off here. So my glider for me, and oh yeah, also real quick, just to kind of explain sliders and gliders. If we haven't, I don't think we've done this before. So
We
it's
haven't.
guys that we feel like their stock is up. If their stock is up, they are a glider. If their stock is down, they are a slider, and not the White Castle kind. So, um, gliders, I have Colin Sexton. I feel like, and when I say stock is up, it's because in Bulls Nation, he was the guy that everyone was like, what the fuck? Like, we don't need him. Don't play him any minutes. I said that. Like, I don't need to see him out there. Yeah, I was wrong. Dead wrong. Um, so also, kids, ladies and gents, it's possible to admit you're wrong. It is okay. No one's gonna hold my fucking, feet to the fire, and I'm not going to hell or anything. No one thinks less of me. It's okay. So, Colin Sexton, your stock is up. You are a glider for me. And then sliders, this one might be a little bit unfair, but also it's just because of how bad that last game was. And it's Yabu Boo. Shout out to Sal. Yabu Sele. I feel like his stock got way up after the first two games. I know I thought very well of him. He was playing great. And then yesterday was the Halloween 2 of Bulls games. So he was
Yeah, it
bad.
really was.
He had 22 minutes, only 2 rebounds. He started at center, everybody. You can't start at center and play 22 minutes against Nick Claxton and get 2 rebounds. Also, you had 2 points. 3 points. I think.
Yeah, it was a 3-pointer. It was, yeah, no, he hit a 3-pointer. That was it. Yeah.
I don't think he had any free throws. So I want to quickly double. Yeah, 3 points. So 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 turnover, and he was only 1 of 3 from the field, and every single shot that he took was from 3. My brother in Christ. I'm not religious, but I just like that saying. You took every shot from 3. When you had Nick Claxton on you, you probably outweigh him by 50 pounds. Why? Like, you got to get that man in the paint and bully him a little bit. I get it. You've been shooting well. You want to pop that 3. I get it. I like to pop that thing as well. But you got to get in there, and you got to body somebody a little bit, bro. You can't have this kind of a game with 22 minutes at the starting center position. Arguably one of the biggest reasons that we lost yesterday. So to me, because his stock was so high in Bulls Nation, like 15 points the first game with 11 rebounds. Where was that? You had, and then the next game, 12 points. He only had 2 rebounds in that game too, but at least he had 2 blocks. But again, 2 rebounds in that game too against the Nuggets. The Nuggets is a little bit more understandable. You're playing the Joker. I could at least be like, okay, you're playing the Joker. There's no excuse against the Nets, bro. No excuse. So, I feel like it's because his stock was so high, it came down significantly. So he's my slider, and I will pass the ball to you, Neil.
I'll take that and I'll go on my glider to begin with as well. And my glider is somebody who I was not any bit high on coming to the Bulls either. In fact, I kept forgetting that he'd been signed and traded to the Bulls. And I did, yeah. And that's Rob Dillingham. I really didn't expect anything from him, but that dude he's shown out, man. He really has. He's lightning fast too.
Yeah, he is.
And I've really enjoyed him. His penetration into the paint, his assists have been pretty good. Even when it hasn't resulted in a score, he's still been able to get those assists inside. Now, this team at the moment, they don't have a clue how to play together, right? So, I mean, I can understand that things aren't being finalized and finished as well as we'd like them to be. But the fact of the matter is, Dillingham is setting them up, and I've actually really enjoyed his minutes that he's had on the floor. So for me, his stock has certainly been a glider. As far as the slider, unfortunately, and this pains me to say it, because this was actually the guy I was most excited about coming to the Bulls, and that's Jaden Ivey. Now, I think he hasn't got his faith in his. Yeah, I know that hurts you too.
Sorry, Jaden.
But he doesn't look like he's got his faith back in his body yet. He doesn't seem to be trusting himself enough. But the thing that he's doing that's really frustrating the hell out of me, and I've always hated any player that ever does it, is he's doing this thing where he gets into the air like he's going to shoot. He even starts the mechanic of his shot, and then he's looking to dish it off. A couple of times he done it, he was like Kobe White, right? And Giddey did it when he first came to Chicago, but he doesn't do it anymore. But Kobe continued to do it. But yeah, Jaden Ivey's doing it. He's doing it worse than I've seen anybody ever do it. He's almost on the ground creating an up and down travel before he kicks the ball out to somebody. And then when the ball is being kicked out to players, it's loose. It's not a direct pass. It's led to turnovers. And he just hasn't looked as decisive or as explosive as I hoped he was going to. So unfortunately, Ivy, sort your shit out, because I'm behind you all the way, dude. You just need to earn it, and at the moment you're not.
Facts, and especially because he's one of the most likely guys to come back, as he's a restricted free agent.
Correct. In fact, both of mine are. Both my slider and my glider are the two most likely to come back.
Facts. Dillingham's for sure. You saw on his rookie contract. He's not going anywhere. Ivy, I think that they'll re-sign only because, I mean, you got to have potential guys on the roster, right? I think he's a guy that you can make the argument for. He's going to be, great, or at least has the tools. Again, he doesn't look. Yeah, I agree. He doesn't look confident in his leg yet. He also happened to have probably one of the funniest lowlights of the season, which sucks. That play where he galloped like a horse and then threw the ball.
I was like, what the hell is that?
And then he threw like a curveball that was where I don't know what the hell. I know what he was doing. Like, he basically was going to throw a pass, and then he realized it was going to be a turnover, and he tried to adjust it mid-pass, and it just didn't work out.
But he had plenty of time to adjust it before then. He'd stuttered the ball 3 times before he finally decided to make the pass. I mean, what was he doing? Waiting for US Mail to deliver the information to the defender? I mean, Jesus Christ! It was so
snail mail for a reason.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go.
It sucks. I hope that we are never here again, Mr. Ivy. But I can't help but agree with. I can't help but agree with your assessment. Same with Dillingham, though. I think he's really shown something, and I'm excited to see what he's got. He very well could make Trey Jones expendable. Trey brings a different element from the defensive aspect, I feel, and they're both kind of the same in terms of they're not the best three-point shooters yet, but Dillingham is a much better offensive player, I think. Maybe not from a I think maybe he's got something to work. He's not maybe quite as good as a playmaker.
I think he's a bit more linear, isn't he? He's just more of a scorer than Jones is, but Jones brings a little bit more to the table, I think.
True. I will say though, like the playmaking potential is there. His first game with the Bulls, like he really had some nice pocket passes. He had a couple lobs.
True.
So I think it's there, especially because he's so fast. He makes the defense adjust to him, and then you can't help but look at a guy that's really penetrating like he does, and he's so fast and everything, and you take your eye off of your defender or your player, and that's when hopefully we'll get guys like Madhouse, and I know we've seen Richards get an alley-oop. The alley-oop game is something that's been lacking this season, which makes no sense. Madhouse should be throwing an alley-oop down once a game. So I'm hoping with Vooch, his big ass not clogging the paint anymore, there being some movement around at all 5 positions now. I'm hoping that'll help unlock the Madhouse lob, because I don't understand why that doesn't happen more.
Agreed. 100% agree with that. Yeah.
All right. That'll lead us into our next segment.
Right. Okay. And I'm going to flip these a little bit actually because I want to end on a good note. So we're going to go with our.
This week's bulldozers are
All right, bulldozers. For anyone who doesn't know, these are players that maybe are not performing up to par, or also in this week's case, just a Bulls organizational employee. So they're falling. This is who we feel like is, figuratively falling asleep at the wheel. And
Exactly.
this week, Acme, you win. You win. And for us, it's because we went on this podcast last week and we pumped you motherfuckers up. We
Yeah,
both of
we
our
did.
both of our titles under our names were pro AK propaganda, which we didn't talk about. We both just had those. So we both felt good about AK without even talking to each other about it. And we both also said that he was prepping for a bigger move that never came.
Nope.
Nick
Well, it
Richards,
did, just not positively.
yeah, we thought we were gonna get a big fish. We didn't get a big fish. We got. I mean, let's count. Like Nick Richards is a big fish from a literal perspective, but not from a star power perspective. So
Definitely not.
that didn't happen, and he traded Ayo Dosunmu. Can I
And not
please have
only
a
did he
moment?
trade.
Sorry.
Yeah, moment silence. Moment
Moment of
silence.
Fuck you.
But the thing that confused me was not only did he trade Aya, it felt like he traded him for a bag of magic beans. I don't, you know,
I mean, ultimately, it does look like Dillingham is pretty good. Maybe one day he'll be as good as Io, but that's the only way this trade ever becomes like a worthy. He would needs to become Io Dosunmu for it to be a worthy trade,
right.
and
Yeah.
that's a high bar because if anyone's paying
It
attention,
is.
Io is killing it for Minnesota right now.
Yes. Yeah. Didn't you get 20 points the other night off the bench?
Yes, yeah, I see people in my group chats on X like, why did we trade him? He had in his first game he had 11, so not the greatest, but 2 nights ago he had 21
21.
against the Hawks, 9 of 13 from the field, classic efficiency.
Classic game against the Hawks too, even though Trey Jones isn't there anymore.
Right. You mean Trey Young?
Yeah, what did I say? Trey Jones?
Yeah, I did the opposite.
Yeah, sorry, Trey Young.
I'm not sure. It's okay. Yeah, Trey Young, total bum. But I agree. We're upset about the Io trade. We hate it. Acme, you didn't
Hate
get
it.
the big fish. You traded Io. You ruined the trade deadline at the end for us, which left a sour taste in our mouth, which sucked because we liked the other 4 trades.
Mhm.
Like, I think there was 4, maybe 5, if you
I
count.
think there was 7
starting.
movements in the end or something like that, which was crazy.
Yeah, nuts. Yeah, overall, Acme, we don't. Yeah, you suck for that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough because I thought the trade deadline was good otherwise, but we hate that trade so much, and it just leaves that sour taste in your mouth. And also, where are you, Mark Eversley? Someone put out a
Yeah.
friggin'. I think we need to put out a missing persons report. Like,
I think we need to, yeah.
have you seen this man? Like, we need to put out
Get his
posts.
face slapped on the side of a milk carton.
Yeah, seriously, man, because the dude is underneath Jerry's floorboards in his mansion. Like they might have killed him, and he was like, actually, I don't want to trade for Vucevic, and AK was like, oh really? And he just killed him, and then yeah, he took over, and we just haven't. Nobody's filed a missing persons report yet, but we're here to uncover the mystery. Where's Carmen San Diego? No, where is Mark Eversley? God damn. That's about it. That'll wrap up my criticism with that. I don't know if you have anything more to add.
Yeah, I mean, yes, there's the IO trade is the absolute main reason why we've given this award to Acme. I'd also throw in there as well the whole losing a pick from the Kobe trade as well, even though that's more so down to a bit of bad luck, really, or not being aware of the fact that he had that calf injury. But you've got to ask the question then, how long did he have that calf injury for? Was it being brushed over by the medical team? Did the medical team not pick up on it? There's a lot of questions that go with that. So we went from 14 second round picks for all these trades down to 13 second round picks because, you know, you can never have enough second round picks. And the other reason is because of the press conference. That press conference was diabolical. It really, really was. One of the most grating things that he said, and there were a few things that he said that were grating, but one of the most grating things that he said was when he said, it's time now to start looking at some college prospects. Dude, look, maybe it's a language barrier thing. He's not a good speaker, but that came off so bad. It was a really, really bad aesthetic. That makes it sound like you haven't been doing that yet. And if you haven't, shame on you, because that is a fundamental of your job as the front office of this basketball team or any basketball team. You should be checking out prospects, not only from the college league, but from everywhere and anywhere you can find them across the globe. And to find out that he's thrown that out there like this is a new idea. It was awful to listen to.
Let me ask you this: do you feel like he meant personally, instead of like organizationally?
Perhaps, and that could be where it gets muddied in the language barrier, I think, and the fact that he is just not a good public speaker. I mean, that's blatantly obvious, and it could just be lost in translation, perhaps. And I'll give a little bit of benefit of the doubt for that, but it's not the only reason why I'm
right.
Him our bulldozer anyway.
100%. Well, I mean, it's still on him for not being clear. I felt like it was either he meant literally like just him, like he's been focused on trades, so he hasn't been scouting college. But obviously, the Bulls have scouts, and like that's their job, and so they should be doing that all the time. And so,
you would think,
is it okay if that's the case? Is it okay that AK hasn't watched college players, but like his scouts have? Like, I would say that that's probably okay. Like, it's as long as he is fully aware of everything they've done by the time he gets to the draft. But you know, I know that might still piss some people off. Like, oh, what the fuck? Like, you should be watching college games too. You know, whatever. As long as someone's watching the shit, right? Like, I need someone to. I think the other part is maybe he just didn't. I think maybe he didn't mean it that way. He just meant like
perhaps,
that's
and like,
page. And but like, you know, that's always going on. But like now that's his main focus. I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps. And that could very well be. And like I say, it could be lost in translation. But you also have to hope that if there is somebody out there, which I'm sure there is, but if there is somebody out there that is scouting at that level, that he needs to have that person in a position of trust, that he can trust their opinion. And then what he needs to be doing is whoever is out there doing the broad scouting, they need to come back to him and say, look, you need to check this guy out. You need to check this guy out. You need to check this. And he needs to do that then. He needs to actually go and check them out for himself and not just take their word for it.
Right.
Actually going and get his own opinion on that. And maybe that's what he was getting at. I don't know. But either way, it was a bad look.
I agree. Yeah, he to me, if he doesn't have to be the guy that's watching them right now, but agreed, whoever he has watching them, like he must trust them fully to be able to assess basketball players, and that he trusts in everything that they evaluate, and that he follows up on it. Exactly what
Absolutely.
you said.
Absolutely.
So,
and not just watch highlights either. Go down and watch the players.
Yeah, you can't do that. Anyone looks good in a highlight reel.
Exactly that.
Yeah, you gotta watch the bad plays. Like, how many bad plays do they have? So,
how do they recover? How do they correct mistakes? Those sorts of things.
Yes, all of it. You know, even down to like, does someone's form change when the going gets rough? Because I'll tell you what, there's people that buckle when
yeah, for sure.
You know, I've seen it. I've felt it. You feel it when you're on the court, playing. Like when the minutes are ticking down, it takes a special kind of grit and determination and the ability to trust in yourself. Like because very easily when you raise up for that shot, your elbow jerks out or something. It's involuntary if you're not able to get yourself into that mindset and in that moment. Like you can absolutely choke, man. Your body will betray you if you don't trust it and you don't believe in it. So yeah, all those things. Just you gotta nail this off season, AK. You really do. You've been talking about this off season for a year and a half now. And
Yeah.
if you come out of this offseason not feeling like we're ready to, like, oh, okay, this is the core. And yeah, they might not be good next season for as far as contenders, but like in 2 seasons, we're talking contenders because by then Madhouse will be 23, Giddy will be 25, Noah will be 20. All of those things, not only that, but not, most importantly, Madhouse will be in his 4th year, stuff like that. Like that needs to be when we're all right, man. Now it's clicking
peak
into
time.
place. Yes, absolutely. And our peak, the way he's building the Bulls is solid because ideally our peak should last a while. If these guys actually turn into contenders when they're all around the age of 23 to 25, with the exception of Noah, who's going to be really young always, but he might not be at a peak for fucking 6 years. So, as long as we're contending in that age range, then we could ideally be contending for 5, 6, 7 years if you keep that core. But
Yeah.
it has to work out that way. So, hoping for the best, preparing for the worst.
The MO of a Bulls fan.
Ain't that the truth? But hey, man,
Yeah.
we find a reason to get excited, and that's the beauty of it.
Right. And we have that reason coming up right now.
This is war.
The Bannerman.
The Bannerman. So this, for anyone that hasn't seen this before, is basically our player that has not necessarily been the highest scorer or has the best statistics, but the player that has affected the positive play of the Bulls team over the course of the last week, right? And now the person I'm going to put forward for this, I've already said this to Phil, and I really, 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 really want to like this guy, and I'm not there yet, but I'm hoping I'm going to get there. But at the same time, it's undeniable for me the fact that he has exploded onto this Bulls team with his ferocious, tenacious personality and play, and that is Colin Sexton. So for me, and for that reason, and for flipping off the ring when he hit a free throw, even when he was mic'd up, the thing I enjoyed about him being mic'd up was he wasn't there messing and skitting and trying to get sound bites out there for people to kind of go, oh, isn't he great? Isn't he funny? Oh, I'm going to follow this guy or whatever. He was talking ball. Everything that he said when he was mic'd up was all about the game, what they could do better, who needed to be where. And that was what I took from that as really impressive, because I'm struggling to warm to this guy, but at the same time, there's so much I like about him too. So I think I'll get there. But he's my Bannerman.
We're going to get you there. We're going to get you there together.
I hope so. I want to get there.
Yes. Well, it matters to me for my partner to get there. So we're gonna get you there. The Bannerman for me is Nick Richards. So
Okay.
I feel like he's really just brought an energy to the team. A defensive and just defensive tenacity that has really kind of changed the way that I feel about our defense, especially in the paint. I don't think that we're going to be an elite. Right? We're not even maybe average defensively, but Nick Richards he changes the way that a guy driving the lane against the Bulls is going to feel. especially once they watch that block that he had at the rim.
Yes.
I feel like he's really carried the banner as far as bringing a little bit more defensive identity to this team, and giving more effort and hustle from that center position. So I feel like he's been carrying the banner, and he's also, he's pretty much in the mold of that guy who's carrying the flag in the intro video. So
Right.
yeah, just a big swole motherfucker who's going to be doing some shit. So I just love it. The energy and the, just all what he brings. I feel like he does carry the banner of Chicago, that Chicago toughness. So Nick Richards, that's you for me this week, brother.
Yeah, I like that. I like that choice. I've really enjoyed Nick Richards, as we've discussed previously, so I can totally get on board with that.
Hell yeah.
So what have we got coming up? This week is a bit of a strange one, but we do have one game to talk about.
Courtside Countdown.
Oh,
I
sorry.
thought you said you weren't a drummer.
Oh no, I know, right? I am tonight. So yeah, we've just got the game against Boston before we head into the All-Star break, Neil. Tonight.
That's it.
I give you guys a time. We play tonight at 6:30 tip-off Central. So we don't play again for 8 days, and we play the Raptors when we come back. But that'll be a little bit over a week from now, so we will talk about that next week. But
Right.
I think we all, whether you want the break, I know I like it at first in terms of getting a little break as a creator, but then if you decide to take the break as a creator, but after a few days, I'm like, hey, where's my basketball? Like, where's the game? I don't really care so much for All-Star Weekend, especially when we don't have guys. I mean, we do have Madhouse in the Rising Stars game. If that tickles your pickle, it's never really been my thing. I honestly, I'll be real with you, and this might be lame of me as a creator. I don't really give a shit about All-Star Weekend, man. Maybe I would more if we had guys more participating. Like if Matas was in the dunk contest, I'd care. But because he's not, and I mean, look at the names that are in it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Didn't even put Mac in there. Like, geez. Like we've got Mac McClung, who's 3-time champion, and we could at least enjoy him. But no. I mean, he's probably wore his novelty out. I get it. But we get it. The white kid can jump. White man can jump.
He can.
Sorry,
he
Woody
really
Harrelson.
can. But yeah. Listen, it's always nice to give a nod to Woody Harrelson. What a movie. But
Love that guy. Yeah, great movie. It's pretty. It's so pretty.
So pretty. Yeah. So tonight we've got Vooch. We face up against Vooch in the TD Garden, and it's of course Simon's return to TD Garden as well against Boston tonight. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. I'll be looking out to see how Simon's performs. I'll also be
40.
You calling it here now? 40 for Simon's. There you go.
Put your money on it. $100. Do it right now, Bulls fans. You'll be rich, and so will I. Just kidding. Please don't do that. Please don't do it. If you do it, I didn't. No.
Yeah. You just leave somebody with some money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Vooch gets close to a triple double.
I know he's probably gonna kill us, isn't he?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. You know you're gonna get your double from him, right? He's gonna probably get 14, 15 points and 10 or 11 rebounds. But it wouldn't surprise me if he goes for 7 or 8 assists as well tonight.
Yeah, hard not to feel like he's not going to have a great game. I will say maybe I think maybe him being at Boston, maybe he won't be as I don't know. He also doesn't particularly potentially strike me as a guy who like wants revenge. He's such a chill dude, but chill when he's not mad at himself, because then he just beats up the basketball and beats up the thing that's, the base of the rim. He loves to chuck the ball at that as well.
He also likes to beat up chairs with towels.
Yeah, he's Yeah, real hater of inanimate objects. But
He really is, yeah.
I would love to see Nick Richards really shut him down though. That'd be great. Is it gonna happen? Doesn't feel like our luck, but it would be nice.
You never know.
I do
It
at
would be
least
nice.
have the confidence in him to try. And if they start Yabubu, I don't think that Vucevic is starting for the Celtics though, which I think is weird. Maybe they're just warming him up.
No, he's coming off the
role.
bench. He's coming off the bench.
We'll see. I feel like he's better than the guy ahead of him, but we'll see. Maybe not in the Celtics system. Keta or whatever his name is.
We'll see how it comes out.
Yeah, we'll see. That would match up Richards against him more often, I think, because I think, unless we start Richards, which we should. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I wish Giddey was playing because I feel like he knows Vooch. He's a smart basketball player, and I feel like he would do stuff to maybe mess around and try and mess with his game. But without him being in there, these new Bulls aren't familiar, and we'll see what happens. I hope Madhouse gets a block on him, though. That'd be great.
That would be great. It would be great.
Yes, I'm
all
praying
for that
one. Yeah, a dirty one too. Just like stuffs it, like almost. It'd be
Stuff
funny
it back down his throat.
If it hit him in the face, it'd be gold. God, I'd love it. And Bulls Nation would love it.
Yeah, but, big time. But so, like you say, then we've got the All-Star coming after that. Look, I used to love All-Star Weekend, right? I've got quite a few All-Star jerseys from Bulls players when they've been picked, and I've always really enjoyed the All-Star Weekend. But the last 2 or 3 years, I'm just bored of it now. This crack of nearly 200 points scored and no defense and opening up the lane to see what he's going to do next. Look, they might be out there having fun. The players are the only people who are enjoying it. The only people. There's nobody else sitting in the stands, sitting at home, watching that and calling that entertainment. It's not. That's not what basketball fans want to see. All right?
Agreed.
Play it like it means something, and then maybe you'll catch my interest again. But at the moment, it's not there. And I know Adam Silver is trying to do whatever he can, and he's trying to juggle it and change it around to make it more entertaining and more competitive. But look, if the players are checked out, it's very, very hard to get that back. And I think that mindset stems from and has come down from the likes of your LeBron Jameses.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah. So,
thanks,
look,
LeBron.
maybe when he's retired, yeah, maybe.
Can that happen soon? Please?
Yeah, I think he's only got.
I'm throwing a party.
3 generations. He'll play with not 3 generations, 3 iterations of James in the NBA at once. I think Bronny, his other kid, I can't remember his name, and LeBron.
Oh. I thought you were going to say he's going to wait for Bronny to have a kid. And he get in the NBA.
Jesus Christ, they'd be waiting a while then, wouldn't he?
Yeah, for the love of God, man, just get him out of my league. I'm tired of him, man. Sticking around forever. It's like a nightmare I can never wake up from.
Yeah, but there it is. Until his feet finally decide to pack in. They're close. I don't know if you've seen those dogs of his, but they are ugly.
Surprise, surprise. Ugly like his personality.
Facts.
Oh, God, I hate you, LeBron. We're tired. He's ruined this league. He's ruined the league I love. Everyone's a bunch of friends. Oh, let's be friends now. Oh, I like the way you play. You like the way I play? Oh, you're a superstar? So am I. Let's team up and just fuck everybody over. We don't like competition.
I don't mind them getting on and being friends after the game.
Yeah,
but this crap of going up to each other and dabbing each other up before a game and being all pally. No, fuck that. You can talk after the game. Play the game first. And until the game is done and that final whistle blows, you are mortal enemies. And don't try and come at me with anything else other than that. The player that we all, as Bulls fans, loved in the 90s was Michael Jordan, who would tear up anybody but his own mother to win a game, right? And I wouldn't even be convinced that he wouldn't do that as much as he loved Dolores.
I think her ass is grass.
You're right. And then you've got Derek Rose and Joakim Noah who came in and had the same kind of mentality. They had no time for that bullshit. They just wanted to play ball and win games.
Jimmy Buckets too, man. He wasn't down to be someone's friend. He's still not. He's a throwback.
Right, exactly. So there you go. And now what we're dealing with is everybody dancing together. Everybody has their own special handshake. Everybody has their own little dance moves. And oh man, I have look, call me an old fart. I know I am, but I have no time for that crap. Play basketball, hate each other, and then be friends later. Right?
I loved the fights yesterday. I loved it.
Oh, the Hornets and
Absolutely.
Who was it?
Pistons.
Hornets and Pistons. Hornets
Yeah,
and Pistons. Yes, that's
I
right.
loved-
Because Beef Stew came running off the bench. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they said he's going to be gone. I seen Bobby Marks today. He's like, expect him to be gone for quite a while. I'm like, why? You're sending the wrong. Don't do it. Keep him around. I get it.
No.
He threw a punch. He's got a record. Whatever. He missed. Don't suspend him if he actually connected. Who cares? He didn't connect.
But look, I understand that the league has to portray a certain look, and back years ago they used to give fines or they used to give suspensions as well, and that's okay. But what they're talking about, maybe not playing him for 10, 15 games or however many games they fall on or land on and decide on, that's ridiculous. 2 games, 3 games max. Max.
Yeah. Come on, man. Like, I want hatred and real rivalries back in the NBA. Like, I'm actually interested to watch a Pistons and Hornets game now. Like,
right.
I would not have been prior. Like, I just don't. Hockey gets on just fine, and they beat the shit out of each other. Like, I'm not advocating for them to go a full round like they do in hockey. You drop the gloves and box it. Don't have to do that, but just don't
they're big dudes.
Yeah, just don't make it, so like they punish so harshly. I get it, malice in the palace that happened, whatever. No one's fighting fans. No one's fighting fans. As long as it's players between players, whatever. Unless someone's getting knocked out cold, no one actually harmed anyone, whatever. Let it go. Men are men. Like, let men be men.
But they don't throw punches. They don't really throw punches anyway.
No,
I mean,
it's
it's
so
handbags at dawn. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a slap. It's like, come on. No one's throwing haymakers. No one's Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali out here. Let's not act like they are.
No. Yeah. Agreed.
On the breeze yesterday, I kind of had a thing about that. I'm going to release a short. I would encourage anybody that agrees with me to watch either my breeze episode from last night or the short that I released on the breeze today, because it's definitely I make a little bit of an appeal for fights in the NBA. So,
okay,
yeah, I know.
So on that note,
yeah.
We have been talking now for nearly an hour and 40 minutes, Phil.
I know. This is a crazy long episode. I hope that everybody will actually watch the whole thing or, break it into pieces if you have to. But
exactly.
I guess this will be a good test to see how much people actually like us, how long they stay.
That's true.
I'll be watching the analytics. Stay the whole time, as I say that at the end of an hour and 40-minute show. But I love talking ball with you. Love talking life with you, Neil. And
likewise,
this is a good start to a beautiful friendship.
Absolutely, 100%. Talking balls is what we love, and if we can do it together, more power to it.
Hell yeah, let's do it together at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. So make sure you tune in and join us the next time as well. And do give us a like and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And until next time, raise the banner.
Raise the banner, baby. We'll get it down when we say it at the same time eventually. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.